Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Caveman the Cosmos with me, Alpha Pi Omega and Byzantium. So the turn is 5106, year of 567 AD, and we are one turn away from architecture. We've been actually quite busy, but you might not think that because I've taken a bit of a break between the last episode and this one. After the rush to get to the medieval ages, I felt a bit burned and decided to take it a bit slow and took a couple of weeks worth of break. But yeah, we have been busy. So what's new? Well, I'm gonna start by the general stats as I usually do, and then we're gonna look at the individual cities. So first of all, we are now at population of 1,217,300 people. Our gold production is approaching the 20,000 with 18,758. The manufactured goods are almost at 10,000 with 9,504, and crop yield unfortunately is crawling forward more than anything else with 6,369. I'm spending as much time as I can on trying to improve it. I've even, changed some tile improvements to farms, cut down some forests and so on, but still it's really slow. I guess that makes sense because the population growth in the beginning was really slow and arduous, but as we're gonna go towards Renaissance and the industrial era, we're gonna start seeing some heavy bonuses to yield of farms or buildings and so on. So we'll see. I wanted to actually mention two things before we jump into it. One thing is that Lasse 6196 had an interesting proposal which I actually took him up on because he mentioned that if we are running out of things to build, it might be a good idea to build some tamed animals. And I've been doing just that, and as you can see, it actually works really well because we get a bunch of new buildings providing us with gold and food in many of our cities. For example, Constantinople, as you can see here, and I've already built some, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 camps, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 farms. Then we get the hedgehog, mushroom gatherer, then animal trainer, and alpaca farm. And that's not all, because we haven't really built all of those. And the same thing is happening in other cities. So actually a great suggestion, and I like it. I've also took some tamed dogs and tamed wolves, send them out to some cities, so we'll have a bit more of a vigilance against enemies. So a great suggestion. Our budget is not happy about it, but I don't really care. We have 100? No. Yeah, 100. Okay, about, well, it's not 100, it's like 150 turns worth of money saved, so it's not anything that we should worry about. But yeah, we've been building these tamed animals, sending them around, starting alpaca farms, donkey herds and stuff like that. So really good suggestion that I completely forgot about, and I forgot about, but a completely useful suggestion, or a great suggestion about the mechanic that I forgot about. Damn, it's been a while since I recorded this game, and it shows. Second thing I actually wanted to address before I forget about it is that Wolfhouse suggested that it might be better to actually use the great people that we have stored in Constantinople to get technologies instead of the Golden Age. Now this makes sense because they would give us roughly what? Let's call one technology 30 turns, okay, to make it easy. So they would give us 90 turns worth of research, which is a great idea. But we're also forgetting about the 90 turns of research compared to 30 turns of anarchy or something. But with those 30 years of anarchy, we are also losing 30 or 30 turns, not 30 years. 30. Well, actually, right now it's also years. we're losing further turns of food production, further turns of industrial production, further turns of gold production, further turns of culture growth, further turns of city growth. So yeah, while on paper it seems like the free technologies would be better, I really think that it might be better to jump to, to remove the anarchy and actually start the golden age, which is going to increase all of our income and growth, even if it means that we're going to lose the access to technologies. Thinking or speaking about it and thinking about these things, I think we got a fourth great person. Yep, we got another great person, a great prophet here. So I'm thinking we might actually use that one to get a new technology, because if we joined you to the city, Great Spy, we would gain a bit of experience, quite a lot of size, a lot of espionage, but that's not something that we really want to. The Great Merchant would give us 11 gold, a bit of food, a bit of city income, and 2 experience to trader type units. That's not great. The Artist would give us 6.28 gold and 21 culture, but considering we are getting 8,625 per turn, this is not great. And the Great Prophet, if he joined the city, would give us 2 production and about 10 gold, and a bit of experience to the missionary type units. He could also build us a nature answer, which gives us +1 culture per city, can turn 3 citizens into priest, can be built by a Great Prophet, and it gives us, which is also not great. And we could spread various religions, which I'm not that interested in. But each of these great people can discover a technology for us, which I actually think we might do now. What's the next one we're gonna get? Or the next one that we want? We are getting architecture, and the next one is guilds, which is very expensive for us. But I think one of them, especially the Great Merchant, might do that. Discover technology architecture. Okay, let's end the turn and then try it after we get the architecture, because it might be cool if we could get guilds as well in this update. That would give me a lot of things to build. Okay, back to what I've been doing. I've actually went through all of the cities and micromanaged them on several occasions. So we have a specific, and it's quite hard work because you have to go through each one of the cities, look at their stats, look at their potential to growth. And I've done that for all. Now my, let's call it priorities, changed a bit because while before it was the complete elimination of crime and disease and what was the last one? No, crime and disease and the increase in education. Yeah, now it's just pure increase in education, and you can see that it's working. In many of our cities, we have a pretty decent growth or a stabilization. There's a couple of cities that are bothering me. Most importantly, Varna, but Varna should be working on that right now. It's building a dance hut, which is going to give it extra education, and then hopscotch and sand painting, which is going to start putting it back into positive. As you remember, once we go over 1,000, our cities get additional bonus. So my goal is primarily to keep all of the cities that are above 1,000 above 1,000. And you can see, for example, Philippopolis is already growing there, and those that are below that to expedite their growth. So you can see Ioannina is growing, Cephalonia is growing, Eudoxiopolis is growing, Misitras is growing, and Theodosiopolis is growing. I'm also doing my best to reduce crime where I can, and you can see that is actually happening, and not in Woodgoline though, which is something that I missed. But I think, you're building Grammaticus. Yeah, we want to increase that education. And crime is not actively growing, but you will grow as a city, which means that all of these stats are going to take a hit. Well, executioner would work pretty well. Is there anything better that we could get? Yeah, these are way too expensive. Okay, I guess we're gonna build the executioner before we build the grammaticus, because this one is quite far away and I don't want to have a city even with the lowest amount of crime. And as far as disease go, that is good. Yeah, the newest cities are struggling a bit, but you know, those are always really up and down, because you know, with such a low population, every little change you make is just massively dramatic. But yeah, I'm happy with the progress that we're making. Things are going well, so let's end the turn now. I think that you are actually yeah, okay, you were the last unit. Let's end the turn now and heal it for architecture, and then we're gonna investigate if we can get guilds.
Architecture aims at eternity.
Short, concise, and to the point. So architecture, well, I actually thought that it gave us more. Okay, well, the good thing is that it gives us 4 extra industry to engineering school, which is a massive bonus to all of us, or all of our cities mainly. It also is the Sphinx and the Valley of the Kings, and I think that we had those. But it gives us, okay, Babur, that's not really for us because it requires Mughal culture, but a couple of world wonders. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, shouldn't that be in Renaissance? Of course, city requires bricks. Guess it might have been older than I... No, 1173. Okay, so that's still not Renaissance, but that's the end of the... Well, no, the High Middle Ages, let's call it. The Porcelain Tower helps thwart Rhymes price. Wow. Plus 5 science and income in all cities. Requires city. Wow, okay, I think Porcelain Tower is something that we might want. The Porcelain Tower of Nanjing, also known as the Baoensi, meaning the Temple of Gratitude, is a historical site located on the south bank of the Yangtze in Nanjing, China. It was a pagoda constructed in the 15th century, but it was mostly destroyed in the 19th century during the course of the Taiping Rebellion. The tower is now under reconstruction. But this is really good. Plus 5 science for all our cities basically means plus 5% bonus. We have 12,146, so that's like 650 science bonus, and that's really good. And the St. Mark's Basilica. Okay, so we want this one in, this is from Venice. Oh yeah, great. St. Mark's Basilica, the Cathedral of Venice. I know that because I wanted to see this one. I want to visit Venice, or wanted to visit Venice in quite a long time. Unfortunately, that's a Christian monument. Ah, that sucks. Because I wanted to build it in a city because it gives a bonus to water plots, but it promotes the spread of Christianity and requires a Christian cathedral, which we are not gonna build. Okay, well, that one is closed off to us anyway then. But the Porcelain Tower, let's see if someone can build the Porcelain Tower. So not you. Okay, so Thessaloniki can build the Leaning Tower of Pisa and the Porcelain Tower. 69 turns, Jesus Christ. You're building the aqueduct, and then you're supposed to build the surveyor's office. Can we build it faster somewhere? Okay, Adrianople could do this in 57. Okay, 45 turns in Nicaea, and Nicaea is actually doing really good. Okay, so Nicaea is a prime candidate. Or Antioch, even better. Okay, the Porcelain Tower of Antioch has a nice sound to it. You're building the Muiderslot Castle. 76, 53, 46 in Adi. But Adi still has a bunch of things to build. Dorewaum 48. Also a ton of things to build. Himeji's Samurai Castle is being built by Amorium. 81. Yeah, I think we are going to build it in the city of Antioch. Yeah, because the ballista turret and the castle keep are cool, but let's build it here. And the other one, which was the Leaning Tower, increases culture in all our cities. That's also not bad. Extra culture in all our cities, and gives a huge bonus of 20% to birth rate in all cities. So who could build me that one? Adi. Okay, so you finished the Falconry School and the Odeon. Well, nothing for food and nothing for production or gold. So yeah, that sounds like a good thing. You actually don't need to boost that. So Odeon is gonna come afterwards. It just increases spread. Not even that. Okay, cool. So that's one thing of our table. The production should have increased dramatically. Now it's 9,599. I don't know what it was before, but we are now getting +4 in all of our. Wait, what are they? In all of our engineering schools. So they are now providing us with 11. Okay, 11 production, 5.8 gold gone, which for Constantinople means 12. But it provides 1 science and education, of course. Yeah, surveying gives another 4% for production, and civil engineering 6. And you can see it goes up rather dramatically. I expect we're gonna be seeing more cities like that as we go. Okay, now let's see if the great. We have a great engineer. No, great merchant. Could you get us guilds? No, you've discovered fire brigades. That's not something that I'm interested in. But you, Theology, you can give me Negroism, and you can give me nothing of the sorts. Okay, so you, can I change you to choose a desired discovery tech? The great artist, guilds. Can we? Nope. Okay, we might have an issue that these are not the right ones for the job that we want. Fire brigades, rather windmill optics, compass, Renaissance lifestyle. Yeah, I guess none of them can actually discover what we want. You can't do anything, and you discover text. Nope. Okay, so neither one of these can actually discover guilds. Gotcha. Well then, I guess we're gonna be trucking then along. 25 turns, and what's the next one after that? Theology. Okay, well we could. Theology give us a lot of things. Church school and other things. Well, okay, so once we get the guilds, we're gonna get the theology and then papacy, which means that after that we can actually go ahead and change the civics. Well, that sounds like a plan. So thank you, and I'll see you in just a couple of seconds, but for me it's gonna be at least 25 turns, which is a lot of time, believe it or not. Turn 5131, year 587 AD, and we are 1 turn away from guilds. I'm not sure when the first guild was actually created, but this seems a bit early for that, but I guess they know what they're talking about. Anyway, what have we done in the past 25 turns? Well, quite a lot. First of all, let's look at the statistics as we usually do. Our population, I believe, has grown on a slight way. We are now at 1,218,300 people. But what grew is hopefully these statistics. The gold production is now nearing 21,500. The manufactured goods are just about 161 away from 10,000. And the crop yields also increased to 6,491. And this is mostly due to the fact that we have been meticulously training tamed bisons, tamed alpacas, tamed horses, and sending them around because a lot of our cities actually don't have much to do. So this has actually worked really well for us in the sense that we have boosted production in many of the cities. The ones that benefit from it most are, of course, places like Ludgolain or Cephalonia, which also received one or two of these things, or units, that are then turned into herds. But we've also started to run out of places where we could actually put those, because almost all of our cities now have them, sans the very southern territories and the very eastern territories. Yes, eastern. know your sides, Alpha. So this is looking pretty good. What we worked on as well is what I spoke about in the previous update, and that is boosting of our education. So if we sort the education by total number, you will see that Nicomedia is nearing 3,000, which is insane. But the most importantly, I'm pretty sure that more cities than this were sub 1,000 last time, and all of the cities up to Edessa, which is 1,266, are actually actively increasing their education right now. Then Adramanttium, Adramanttium is the only one that has a decrease, and that's probably because of the growth. And the worst we have then is a couple of zeros. So a huge boost to education happening along almost the entirety of our empire. Most importantly, Misitra is growing by the speed of 14, so they are a candidate to reach 1,000 very soon. Laodicea Adlicum is growing by 5, so it is going to also reach 1,000. And the rest we are working on. The biggest issue we have is with Ludgolain, as was mentioned before, but we just finished the Grammaticus there. They are currently working on the public stoning, which is going to be done in 2 turns, taking the crime down, hopefully, to around -100. And disease, while being at -186, is also going to improve by -5 once we build this hero's hut. Then I shadowed just a carrion gatherer because it's a cheap way how to get extra food. And then you can see we have a camp for bison and a couple of things that we could build. But I don't think we're going to go with that. I think it would make sense... No, it would make sense to shadow more of these. It really has an extremely low production, though. So anything we will build here is going to take an extensive amount of time. Outhouse, huh? 9 turns. Education, +1. +1 for 4 turns. That's not a good deal. We definitely can get something much better. Well, the School of Rhetoric would give us 4, but for 22 turns. Yeah, School of Scribes is 5, with 23 turns. Mathematical Academy, that's 28 turns, but would give +6 and extra science. Agora gives 6 as well for 30. Turns out that these ones are going to be the best, but really, if we want to do something with the city, we need to start working on these. There is no other way. Okay, so are we going to go with Carpenter next? I guess so. Then Forge is usually good. It's not. Okay, then Canoe Builder. And you guys... 19 turns. No, thank you. Okay, this one is also extremely expensive, 20 turns, but it also lowers crime, so that makes it a bit better, and the rest, yeah, nothing really worth it. Why haven't I shadowed the Tannin Maker? I was supposed to do that one first. Okay, so Carpenter, then Tannin Maker, Canoe Builder. Then let's get the Animal Donkey. Then the Forge, then the Llama. And then I guess we're done. So oil lamps. Well, that's gonna keep it busy for some time. The city is growing really fast, though. That's the benefit of the Sea City Pod, considering, yeah, there really isn't any more production it can get from anywhere, which sucks, but what can we do? I guess that's all, really. One thing that I wanted to mention is that I think it was Persia. Somebody contacted me and asked me for one technology for 90k in gold. So I said okay, because that seemed like a fair price, which boosted our treasury to nearly 200,000, but now we're down to 189. But still, with this level of expenses, we can hold for about 300 to 400 turns, and that's not calculating in the fact that we are going to make a bit more every single turn. So now let's hear it for guilds and decide what we're gonna do next after that. Okay, so Mansa Musa is actually offering us smithing and 12,000 gold, and he wants a lot of our units for it. So what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, he's not gonna offer it for anything else. Well, never mind then. I'm not giving you the units, though this would have been a really good trade, I think. Oh, never mind.
People of the same trade seldom meet together, even for merriment and diversion, but the conversation ends in a conspiracy against the public.
Okay, so this enables Galleass, but requires shipwright and rudder, and I don't think we have the rudder. Ivan IV, okay, and it allows us to build towns. Wait, is the town another upgrade? Because if it is, then that's amazing. Where is it? Cottage is the first one. Upgrades to hamlet. Upgrades to village. Upgrades to town. Oh my god, it is! So all of our villages are going to upgrade to town. And we're going to get +1 production for each and +2 gold. Nice! I had no idea. And you get paved roads bonuses. Does the village get the same bonus? Yeah, okay. So it's just +1 production and +2 gold. That's actually huge. I forgot about that. We can create a young forest. Okay. A forest also referred to as wood or the woods. So there's a growth chance. Okay, so we can create forests now. I had no idea that was a possibility as well. And we can construct guilds. Interesting. Requires forge or foundry, butcher or meat. Okay, so those are national wonders. Nice. They give education. Okay, so that is pretty good. And it gives, unfortunately, extra maintenance, but it gets extra money as well from certain things. So, it can be good. We'll have to see. A Bardic Circle is getting +4 gold and 4 culture. Carpet Maker gets +4 gold. Furniture Maker gets +4 gold. Tailor Shop gets +4 gold. Lumber Mills gets +1 production. And Workshop gets 1 production and 1 gold. Oh my god, that's a huge... Oh yeah, look at that! We are now making about, what was it, 750 more? Or 800 more than we were before. Amazing. Yeah, but it makes sense. Like, I mean, it's 4... 8, 12, 16 times, what do we have, like 30 cities? 33 cities, yeah. So, and plus workshops give you extra money. Not bad at all. Guilds, okay, we can get those. Apprenticeship requires guilds. Okay, what is this? Is this a civic? I can't open that. Okay, that's a bit weird. And agricultural guilds. Yeah, those are definitely civics. Okay, and as far as buildings go, we also get apprentice workshop, lowers maintenance, gives us extra priest, artist, scientist, merchant, and engineer, and education. Basket maker workshop, okay, replaces basket maker. Bead maker workshop, okay, replaces bead maker. Farmer's market, oh that's nice, okay, gives extra money with berries, fruits, grains, honey, nuts, seasoning, and vegetables. Guild hall requires guilds, oh this one is really good. Lacquerware workshop replaces lacquerware maker. Mattress store. Potter's workshop, that one replaces potter hut. Yeah, we have a ton of upgrades to do. Pub replaces tavern. Toy maker replaces toy carver. Tree nursery, okay, lowers pollution and Russian culture. Nice, so this is a major technology. No, let's not do that at this point. Now we're gonna be able to start building stuff again. So Iconium, Beadmaker's workshop will give gold. Lacquerware workshop will give gold and culture. Potter's workshop gives science. Interesting. Hub gives a bonus. Toy maker. Tree nursery. I don't think the air pollution is anything problematic, but okay. So Beadmaker workshop gives most money. Then let's build Lacquerware workshop and Potter's workshop. Theology will take 23 turns, so we can also schedule, I guess, the tree nursery. That gives production. Okay, so that's fine. And you finished the donkey. So who can use the donkey? Misitras, no. Adi, no. Edessa. Okay, so Edessa can do that. We finished another tame donkey here. You guys are all done, right? Done. 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 Atalia done. Done. Amorium done. Yeah, you can see that we have it everywhere. We just sent you to Edessa, so Dorevam, no. Mesembria or Adramitium? Okay, Mesembria. And you have finished a bison herd. Actually, bison herds are almost nowhere. That's one thing that I just realized. So, Thessaloniki, get that bison moving. And immediately get 1 extra food and 1 extra production. And it also gives you the bison hunting camp or something like that. Let's move you here. Yeah, Babylon is just, they're down to 300 and we keep murdering all of their units, destroying all of their improvements. They're living in poverty and squalor at this point. And they can't even get a single unit out without us immediately murdering it. Unless it retreats like this, then we cannot murder it. Okay, well, we could start upgrading cities, but we're gonna start with that around Constantinople. How long will these take to upgrade? Oh, it's a farm. But you don't have any cities nearby? Really? That's kinda cute. Wow, really, Constantinople is not a single city near. Nope. It's all just forests and towns. Okay, so let's start here. 160 turns. Okay, so that's gonna be worth boosting. So it's gonna cost a bit. Now, what else do we need to get before we do the Great Revolution? So Theology. And yeah, we want the papacy too. Okay, so how are we doing on the great people here? So we're gonna get another one in 49 turns. But the Great Prophet could give us... What can you get us? Theology. You could get us theology. Can you give us papacy? I don't think so. I don't see papacy here anywhere. So it would make probably sense to use you to get the theology. Let me just check if anyone else can. You can also discover theology. Okay, but not papacy. Yeah, okay. And you can do papacy. Who is that? Okay, so we are going to... I think theology is more expensive than papacy, isn't it? Theology is 237,000 and you are 258. Yeah, so we're gonna finish theology, and in the next update, not episode, we are pretty much done. We don't want the bureaucracy. We've already talked about that. So once we get theology, I'm gonna also discover papacy, and then we are going to do the major change and launch our golden age. Cool. So that sounds like a pretty good plan to me. Now what I'll have to do here is make sure that all of these people actually start working on stuff and, you know, boost our income thoroughly instead of building the tamed horse and all this stuff. I mean, it was cool while it lasted, but we have a ton of things now to do. So let's do those. Okay, I don't know why I keep ignoring the Potter's Workshop. It gives science, but these ones give culture. Yeah, it's just a small bonus, so we really don't need to care about that. Did you get more farms? A herding dog, okay. A tree nursery, and then you can build me the bead workshop. Oh, actually that gives only one, actual one. Yeah, okay, so these are not great for you, but this one is then. And the pub. Okay, we have some castle keep. Okay, animal trainer llama. You don't have the aqueduct, so get the aqueduct, because that one is going to be good for you. Give me this one, and this one, and this one. And tree nursery. You have what it needs to be done. Okay, I think that might be all of them. Yep, cool. So that's it for the second update. We've done well, and we're gonna top the episode off by getting theology in 23 turns and papacy, after which we can do our major cultural shift and be happy. But with this income, I can start thinking about that next city, yo. That's always a good thing to do. So we could potentially raid and destroy Suranda and just close this territory off completely for the enemy anyway. But I wouldn't probably build it down here. I'll build it here so that we get access to more resources. Yeah, there's really nothing here. Man, I have to be more expansive and just start raising their cities, because this is bugging me. But no, I mean, the moment they step out and declare war on me, they're dead. But until then, we are fine with who they are. We are doing good. Oh yeah, and there are places like Kantari, which would give us access to marble, dates, iron, sulfur. Okay, so we might consider raising Kantari instead. Yeah, that would probably work better. We would get another forward city. I mean, they're a nightmare to grow. You can see how Woodgoa, Saphonia, and Eudoxiopolis are growing very slowly. But there are some really interesting resources here, like the peyote and prickly pear, you know, iron ore. I mean, we had the iron ore, but we have sulfur and a lot of it. So getting this one or the other one's apothec. Zapotec sucks, but Kantari would be pretty good. That's at least 4 resources and a lot of scrubs and badlands. We could build some towns and stuff like that, and salt flats. So, wait, is this salt flats? Yeah, it is salt flats, so that would work. So let's focus on maybe getting Kantari. Turn 5153, year 604 AD, and we are 1 turn away from Theology. So, a lot of things have happened. Namely, the most important one is that Constantinople is no longer the biggest city that we have. It's going to grow to population 27 next turn, but Laodicea Advicum is already there. And in 47 turns, it's going to grow to population 28, because it's at 27. So right now, 27 means 175,000 people. We've had a couple of other cities grow. You can see that the population is now 1,241,300, which is pretty darn good. We also increased everything else. You can see the manufactured goods are now at 10,371. We have crop yield of 6,623 and gold income of 21,645. Now we're going to check these numbers in the next turn as well, because with Theology we are going to make our major civics change, which is going to just mess up everything for us. Now, what I want to mention actually is that I haven't really upgraded any of the, what are they called? Where are they? I always forget the names. Any of the hamlets? No, that's a hamlet to village, but we have villages. Okay, I didn't upgrade the villages to towns. The reason is we get 2 extra income from the town, but it costs 1,500 gold. So the 2 gold that we would get for that 150 turns does not make it worth our time to actually upgrade them this way. So I'm letting them upgrade organically. It's going to take quite some time, but it's otherwise just a waste. Now, when it comes to the new ones, I'm actually going to build them as towns, just to speed everything up. But it's still a waste. We should really keep them probably as villages, because towns are really, really expensive. We've also finished a couple of buildings in this area, which is making these grow slightly faster. And I sent some of my units down here to prepare an attack on Suranda. But turns out that it has a very high defensive bonus and there are archers there. So attacking the city is going to be a bit problematic. So I just postponed that problem for now. As far as our domestic situation goes, you can check that the education is still increasing pretty dramatically everywhere. Dudgoin is now back above 300, meaning it got extra bonuses. And Misitras is now above 1,000 as well. Eudoxiopolis is going to grow there as well in a couple of turns. The rest is questionable, but I think we'll still make it happen. 1,000 for every city is the dream that we have at this point, and the cities that are actually over 1,000 right now will all grow above it pretty nicely. So happy. I don't think we have any problems with crime anywhere. No. Woodgoin is the worst one, and it's improving. And as far as disease go, no issues as well. As far as pollution though goes, we are having a massive pollution in our water pollution, to be precise, in many of our bigger cities. So I should really monitor that and make sure that we don't increase it much more. When it comes to air pollution, Vodena is the worst one. I know that you can improve these by planting forests and other stuff, but at this point I don't think it's a good idea. And as far as fire risk goes, again, in Patra, Iconium, these cities have it the highest. It's worth mentioning also that we finished a couple of monuments, most likely candidate that I would, or The most important candidate for us, the most likely one to mention, if you ask me what we did, is the Porcelain Tower, which gave us a huge boost. And we also finished the Leaning Tower of Pisa and one of the castles that we were building. So those are giving us huge boosts to the Great Person generation and science. Again, though, this is fluctuating quite a lot, so I don't know how these numbers are exactly calculated. So what I would propose right now is that we end the turn, we go to here, Theology, then we're gonna get Papacy, and then we are going to do the thing that we want, which is switching civics. So let's end the turn now, and see you in a second.
Two cities have been formed by two loves, the earthly by the love of self, the heavenly by the love of God.
So Theology is giving us theocracy and religious civics. Leads to a number of technologies. You can see here the theocracy and the religious. We're gonna check them out a bit later. And we are getting quite a lot of monuments, but I think... no, actually none of these require religion. You must have state. Okay, so El Camino de Santiago requires a state religion. The Hagia Sophia doesn't. Workers build improvements 50% faster. Oh, that's actually pretty nice. Extra happens for free church. Okay. House of Wisdom lowers income but increases science from all priests. And the same for great profits. 20 extra education. Oh wow. It's actually pretty good. But you must have a state religion. Carac de Chevalier. 75% defense. Yeah, that's a major castle in western Syria. Inhabited in the 11th century by Kurds. And then later by Knights Hospitaller in 12th century. And the last one, Holy See Library. Okay, so that one is really good, but requires state religion and the library. Yeah, we're gonna lose access to all of these with the free religion. So we can get to church school now, which gives extra science and culture and 8 education. We get seminary, which gives extra free priest, culture Byzantine, Estonian, and a bunch of others. Culture Spanish, and a lot of national or world units. Okay, cool. The bonds between our civilizations will be greater strengthened if you convert it to Chematism. Nope. Nothing to trade with you. No, the old ways aren't the best. We're gonna check it out. Okay, Tree Nursery was built in Iconium. So let's just... Wow, Seminary is actually pretty good. I don't know if we'll be able to build that one later though, after the switches. So for now, let's build the pub. I'll revisit all of the cities and change all of their queues once we are done with this. Okay, everything done? I guess so. So wait, why am I going to Nicaea? I need Constantinople. Population 27, that's really nice. And if we have... you can get us the papacy, right? No, Nicaeism... So the great artist? Yes, the great artist can give us papacy.
The papacy is not other than the ghost of the deceased Roman Empire sitting crowned upon the grave thereof.
That's a really well-known quote. So papacy just gives us the free church and leads to divine right. And we can get the Aachen Cathedral, extra education, and culture and great profit. It's also, well, no, not very expensive at all. An Apostolic Palace. Triggers Apostolic Palace global election. Guarantees eligibility for diplomatic vote. I don't know what that is. Can we see it here? Nope. Okay, so we'll see what's gonna happen. Okay, let's not do that. I'm gonna move all of my units at this point before we go to the civics. Okay, so you're hunting the barbarians, that's fine. Destroying them. Nothing interesting in here. You can finish that road, and then you're gonna move to here. You can finish that paved road, and you're gonna move here. Okay, and now to the civics. So what I want to do here is, for those of you that are going to be watching this, and later on for myself, I want to show this. So right now we are getting 21,243 gold. We're getting 10,375 manufactured production, and crop yields are 6,623. Population 1,266,300. And I also want to check Constantinople is going to grow in 139 turns, and some other random city, which could be Wadisa, in 46, because we're going to be changing that as well. Now let's go to the civics. Before we do the changes, I'd like to thank Wolfau5, who actually brought a great comparison between the things that we are having right now and between the things that we will get. He was okay with everything, with the exception of feudal versus proletariat and religious versus martial. So we're gonna check those first if we're doing a good thing. So, where is it? Okay, proletariat versus feudal. So we are... Proletariat is getting 5 extra food, 5 extra production, and 2 extra money in all the cities. And now we're getting... now we're gonna be getting 5... Okay, a bit less production, but way more in capital. And as far as other things go, that's fine. With feudal, we have 110, 618, 175. Yeah, the maintenance is a bit complicated. I mean, he mentioned very well that this is centralizing us to hold more power in the capital instead of everywhere, because we're dropping, for example, the birth rate. Workers build improvements 20% faster. Do we have that? No. And we get extra unhealthiness in all cities, but we get free military upkeep, so it's money basically, but we get penalties to other things. I think that feudal though gives us access to a couple of, like Grand Estate and some other things that we want to get, because Grand Estate, for example, gives extra free noble and some other things, so that's a good one. Marshal's office, I still think we're gonna go with this one. Cities with train units faster, construct buildings faster. Yeah, I think he was right that it's gonna hurt the other cities that are not our capital, but it's not gonna be that much of a issue. And the second he had problem with religious versus martial, and it's actually funny because I decided that we're gonna go with the apprenticeship because it gives us more education and it's simpler actually. So apprenticeships gives the same amount of food, more production, and more gold, massively more gold in all cities. So that offsets a bit with the issue that we had with the feudal versus proletariat. It gives us more education. It gives more less science in all cities, but more income. Drops the culture and espionage bonus, but it gives us a bit more in the capital as far as... No, actually it drops the bonus, but it gives apprentices workshop, which is amazing, which gives extra education and free specialists, all of them in your city. And that's the most important thing actually for me. We're gonna lose a bit of experience points for our units and lose the bonus for military units production. And we're gonna lose the free military unit upkeep. So it's kind of funny because we're again getting that one from the feudal. So these two actually offset each other, kind of interestingly. So that's making me a bit calmer. Cool, so let's go through it again. So we are keeping the Republic. I don't want theocracy, but we're gonna switch meritocracy to vassalage. We are going to switch conscription to vassal levies. We are going to switch state church to free church, and we are going to switch trade to guilds, which I believe will also give us quite a lot of boost. Yeah, it gives less food in all cities, but more food from trade routes. And we get some extra bonuses. No free upkeep, but allows construction of central bank and guild hall. That's another great building that we can get. You will notice that most of these are focused on education, which is something that we really need, because if we can get high education in all of our other cities and keep it there as they grow, we are getting a massive boost from education, so that is really important. Then we wanted to change the specialized to serfdom, which gives us again a huge boost to food, and we get some extra bonuses in capital. We lose a lot of unhappiness. We lose a bit of speed of worker improvements, and a bit of unhealthiness in all of the cities. But again, offset, so that's fine. Open borders, closed borders. Okay, smallholding to agriculture guilds, that's just a massive bonus to everything, pretty much. And that's it. So 35 turns for revolution. So let's do it. Anarchy for 35 turns, but that's not an issue because we have planned ahead and we now have the free specialists, or great people that we need to get the golden age. So we are getting, instead of 300 gold, about 4,000 per turn. So right off the bat, that is a massive boost. I think we're getting about 1,500 more science as well. Culture, I think, increased as well. And as far as these numbers go, yep, gold production is near 26,000, so 25,903. Manufactured goods is now at 10,940, so there is a boost, I think, as well. But crop yield increased by about 500 to 7,178. And the growth of Constantinople is down to 56 turns from 149. And you are gonna grow. You're actually growing, okay. So this is gonna mean that our population is going to skyrocket now. That is what I wanted. Now, what do we have as for buildings? We have a bunch of extra buildings available right now. So in our capital landfill, we already had a guild hall, plus 24 production, okay, but minus 28 gold, plus 1.82 science, plus 1.7 culture. Increases crime, but increases education. Okay, so that's worth it for, even if we build it everywhere in our felicities, that's 600, 690, okay, 1,000 gold paid for maintenance. It's gonna be way less, but it's gonna give us about the same amount of extra protection, so definitely worth it. Church school, that's just a flat bonus to science and culture, and 8 extra education. Amazing. Seminary, boost to production, gold, science, culture, and 12 extra great person production, and extra free priest. Grand estate, 16 extra gold, 1.7 culture, 12 great person generation, 2 extra production, 1 extra food, and 1 free noble. Grand manor, plus 24 production, okay, minus 28 gold, that's the same thing as the guild hall, basically. Gives extra culture and minus 25% anger duration from sacrificing population. And you can turn one person into noble. Okay, then we get the squatter camp. That's something that we already discussed. Gives a boost to production of 3, 18 gold, lowers defense of the city a bit, but it gives the bonus of growth being 25% faster. So that is something that we need to build everywhere. Apprentice workshop. Yes, that's what we mentioned. It actually decreases the gold production, but we're still getting a 16% bonus because we get the extra specialist. We get 7 extra production, 7.5 science, 6.8 culture growth, and 62 extra great person production. That's just insane. Farmers market, 10 extra gold to food and to health. Mattress store we've seen before, pub and toy maker. Okay, so you can already see that this is just gonna be a huge game changer. Our civilization is just gonna jump from here into the future, and I think these are going to be available pretty much everywhere. Yeah. So what I'll have to do is actually go around and start shadowing these new buildings because they are the best thing we can reach now. And what world wonders can we build? Okay, Hagia Sophia, we know about that one. Workers build improvements faster. El Camino, you can build this one, huh? Okay. How come we can build a House of Wisdom? That's a bit interesting. I thought it required... You must have a state religion. Okay, so the free church probably does not negate the state religion, but it allows the other ones. Okay, Crack the Chevalier is actually really nice, but it just increases defense by 75. Aachen Cathedral, extra education. Apostolic Palace is something that we might want. Topkapi Palace I've not built yet, and the Piazza San Marco. Free market in every city. Well, that would be great if we didn't already have it everywhere, but for future growth it might be good. But is it worth it? I mean, it's gonna give us some money as well. Some culture and growth of great person. Jesus, that's gonna just jump. Okay, well, either way, that's all from me for now. This is gonna be a huge game changer, so remember these stats, because when I reach out to you in the next episode and we're gonna go through it, you will see that this is just gonna jump like crazy. I mean, money will go up, but it's gonna be most of the production, because if each of the city can get 40 extra production just off the bat, plus other boosts, this is just gonna go to 12, 13, maybe 15,000. We'll see. Too bad the crop yield won't increase that much, but I think we'll have other other technologies for that, because we get the civil service. That's fine, but what did we want to do next? Oh, we were working on the civil service, fire brigades, and that's it. Huh. Okay, so could we get windmills? Can build a windmill. Agricultural tools. Crop rotation. Okay, so actually let's... 20 turns. You giving me something? Okay, extra gold from village, so that is fine. So let's go with you, then crop rotation, then fire brigades. That's gonna be better because that's extra food for everyone. So I'm considering to... Yeah, we don't think we have a shortage of money. Let's go with crop rotation and then civil service and then fire brigades. That seems like a better thing. Or watermill, windmill. We're basically not building those at all. And doesn't optics allow you to rudder? Okay, we need not optics, astronomy. Okay, Well, either way, we've set the goal for the next episode, and with that, I'm saying thank you, and see you in the next episode with the booming Byzantine Empire.